Hello, I'm HatMoss91 and you're cooking with hats. Today, let's say you've got a lovely lady round, it's your first date, you want to impress her, you want to get laid. Well, fellas, have I got the meal for you. Fettuccine Bosciola. A lovely creamy Italian dish that will sure to get her sizzling. But first, you got to make sure you wash your hands. Number one thing. No good food is without hygiene. You gotta have hygiene. So first, we wash our hands. Normally, you would do this only in extreme situations, and this is an extreme situation. Alright, now, with my hands washed and dried, we can get started. First, what you're going to need is mushrooms. I like these mushrooms. These are cat mushrooms. They're very tasty, very meaty, and they will give an awesome flavour, which this dish is all about. So what you want to do is you just want to slice these up nice and thinly, as thinly as you can without chopping your bloody fingers off. I've only used 4 mushrooms, but you can put as many mushrooms as you want in, but I suggest about 3 to 4 decent sized cat mushrooms. You don't have to use cat mushrooms. You can use shiitake mushrooms or even button mushrooms if you're povo. This meal really is all about flavour, and this is the good thing, it's cheap. All that you see here, under 30 bucks. So it's really cheap, really good. Maybe not the healthiest, but who cares about if it's healthy when it tastes so good, right? So you just want to slice these mushrooms up. It's my third one. One more to go. So that's my mushies done. Next thing, bacon. Now if you're Jewish or Islamic, obviously you'll know how to substitute for this, but I'm not, so I get to enjoy lovely, lovely bacon. You only need 2 middle rashers, but first what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take the rind off it. So it's just that waxy, kind of really fatty bit on the edge, which I'm sure you guys know about. It's probably one of the best parts of it if you cook it right. But you just need to take that off. Obviously you need a nice good sharp knife for any cooking, so you just want to take that edge bit off. Yeah, so just that bit, the end bit, which tastes like crap. I'll just put that there for now because I'm in a rush, got a date. Well, not really, just doing it for you guys. What I like doing is I just like cutting it in half just to make it a bit more manageable to cut. You just cut it into like cubes. So just slice it down. And then just run your knife across it that way. And that's a really quick, easy way of getting into nice chunks. If pieces look too big, just cut them in half and what have you, but roughly you want things about maybe that size or a bit smaller. Doesn't matter, more flavour. And you want a piece of bacon that's nicely marbled as well, because the fat that's in the bacon, that's where all the flavour is. And like I said, I don't give a care about how healthy or how unhealthy a meal is, as long as it tastes good. I mean, I'm 95 kilos-ish. I didn't get that way from eating, healthy salads and that, but that's bullshit. Although I do a good salad, and that'll come in the coming weeks, so but it's got meat in it, so I'm not sure how healthy that salad is. Oh, it is kangaroo. Anyway, more on that another time. So yep, just run your knife down the middle. One more slice of bacon to go. Lay it out flat, take the rind off it. This bacon looks bloody awesome. I don't really care about precision cutting in that. You don't want it all the same size. When you're eating, you're not really looking at if one piece of bacon's the same size as the other. It's bullshit. This is good, honest cooking for men that want to get laid, basically. It's really good food. This has got me laid a couple of times, so. Dropping bacon all over the place. Making a mess. That's how I do. Alright, so that's the bacon pretty much all cut up. Last bit. Alright, so that's all the cutting that we need to do. I know it doesn't seem like a lot, and it really isn't, but that's all you need. You can use other ingredients if you want to, like, I don't know, maybe you want to put capsicum in. I don't know why you would. It doesn't really need it. Traditionally it doesn't, but if you want to have capsicum you can. You know, that's it for the chopping, and next we'll get on to the cooking of the sauce and the actual cooking of the pasta as well. So see you shortly. Alright, so now we've finished chopping our food, now we're going to cook our food. This is where everything can go wrong. So just pay attention and it shouldn't go wrong anyway. Now what you need to do is, I like preparing the sauce first, so get that on your stove top. I've got a shitty electric stove, so it could be about 10 minutes before the pan's hot. A nice deep saucepan like that, I'm sure you've all got one. If you don't, IKEA, I guess, or Kmart, pretty cheap, but you should have one. Now while that's warming up, you want to use some good old fashioned proper good oil. This is Australian extra virgin olive oil, which is top notch. I mean, it even comes with its own little spout, for God's sake. That's awesome. So a nice little splash in there. It's retractable. I mean, look, how cool is that? Anyway, I'll stop playing with it. Stop playing with it. So while that's heating up, you just got to wait for that. Now you're going to need garlic, and what I prefer to use is some already minced garlic, like this. It's about $3.30 or so from your local Coles or Woolies or Aldi. This is the Aldi brand, which is pretty damn good, but the Woolworths one is really good as well. Not so much the Coles, but then again, I'm not really a Coles person. I don't know why, I just prefer Woolies. But yeah, like I said, this is the Aldi version, so it's pretty damn good. Like I said, $3.30. Alright. While that's warming up, I want you to get your pasta pot. I've got a nice deep one here because girls love it when it's nice and deep. I crack myself up sometimes. Just fill it with water, which I'm sure you know how to do that. You don't need to see me filming that. Alright, now you put that onto your stove top as well. Turn the heat on, and then you add salt, a fuckload of salt. Because what the salt does is it stops the pasta sticking together. So a good whack of salt. Yeah, that should be enough. And then you chuck the lid on to trap all the heat. This pan's getting there now, so we'll start thinking about it together. Get a teaspoon out ready. You're going to need a teaspoon. This is actually a coffee spoon. I found that out the hard way because normally I have 3 sugars in my tea. I admit that's pretty sweet tea, but when you've got 3 of these, it tastes like there's 1 sugar. I like proper teaspoons. This is not a teaspoon. This is a coffee spoon. So don't fall into that trap. Anyway, for the purposes of this video, it's a teaspoon. It works. Right. That's getting pretty lovely jubbly and hot. So grab your bacon and mushrooms, just pick them up, chuck it straight into the pan, like that. Start sauteing them, giving them a quick fry off. Get your pre-minced garlic, about a teaspoon. Chuck that straight in there. There you go. Is that it? Just chuck that in the sink. So you just need to give that a good fry. Just to start the cooking process, it'll toughen up the mushrooms, give them a nice meaty flavour. It'll sort of give the bacon a nice flavour to it as well. Mix with the olive oil and the mushrooms. The mushrooms will take on the bacon. It'll be really nice. Give it a bit more flavour. Oh, and the garlic. Oh, the garlic's fucking boss. Also, I find that the crispier the bacon, the more astounded they'll be, because you'll have this nice decadent, creamy sauce with the pasta, and then you just get like a little bit of a crunch as well. But you don't want it too crispy. I mean, we're not doing it with eggs. So you're a nice little, it's getting a bit steamy. Alright. That looks about good. Like I said, just a quick little fry off just to get it started. Now you add the cream. This is 600 mils of cream. So if you're over in England, it's a pint. In Australia, 600 mils. You just take the lid off. Make sure you don't take that all the way off, the little ring all the way off, because I'll show you a little trick. So you pour a whole lot in, and as you'll notice, there's a bit of, well, a lot of cream still in there. So you put the lid back on, go over to your tap, turn on the hot water, just run it around a bit, like that's hot, and that gets all the cream off the sides. So you don't waste any money. How cool is that, eh? Alright, so you just want to get that simmering just a little bit. Before that, Gossip Sweet Lips Moscato. It is cheap. It's not as good as Brown Brothers, but Brown Brothers is for drinking. This, you can drink it and you can cook it. It's more of a utility wine than a actual enjoying drinking wine. The good thing about wine is that if you're really not sure about, like I'm not sure about this bottle, I'm not sure if it's as good as the last one that I had, is that you get to make sure it's all right first. So only a little bit. No, only a little bit, and all right. Yeah, that's pretty good. Oh, fucking love wine. And just want to dip some in, about that much, just to give it a bit of flavour. Now, if you're driving, don't worry, because this is going to simmer and boil, so all the alcohol will evaporate out of that. So now we just have to wait for that to simmer and boil a bit, and the sauce is practically done. Alright, so as you can see, it's boiling and stuff away. So when it first does that, you just want to give it a stir just to calm it down a bit. And you can smell that. I mean, that is beautiful. Just want to stir it just to make sure it's not sticking, and what's happened there is that it's reduced. As you can see, it's been all the way up here, and that steam has just reduced it. So what we want to do is we want to take that off the heat now, because otherwise we'll have no sauce left, and that will be a shame. You need the wooden spoon, so save that. That's somewhere safe. You just cover it just to keep it warm. Right, so now I'll move this pot across to the bigger ring, and I'll put that back there and turn that off. So now that is all we're waiting for. We just have to wait for the pasta water to boil. As you can see, it's not really all that done yet. So when that's ready, we'll have another check-in and we'll take it from there. All right, so the water's boiling. So what we need to do now is get our pasta. This is probably the most expensive thing that I've bought, but it's really good pasta. You need good pasta. I cannot stress that enough. But if you can't afford it, home brand, San Remo, whatever you can afford. But if you can, get this. Just open it up. I tend to prefer fettuccine to anything else, but you could use spaghetti, tortellini, any pasta really. So just open that up. Get your pasta. And in we go. And then a bit more salt, just to help it along. And that will be, in 6 to 8 minutes, that should be done. Alright, so the pasta's done now. So what we're going to do is we're just going to drain our pasta off in the sink. Now I've already put a colander in here, so no need to worry, it's not going to go anywhere. Alright, so that's well and truly drained. Now what you want to do is get our sauce ready for, chuck that back on the heat, just give it a bit of a warm up, a bit of a stir and stuff. And that's just marinated within itself, so that smells absolutely bloody fantastic. Then what you want to do is just want to get your pasta, your cooked pasta, and just carefully tip that in your butter. And as it's heating up, you just want to mix it all in, get all the flavours going in there, all the juice, or cream flavour. At this stage, which I probably should have done before, is pepper, add a bit of pepper into it. I'm a bit of a dickhead sometimes, and add a pepper. Let's check this one. There's a bit of pepper in there. Give it a nice good mix. Alright, with that being properly and thoroughly mixed, which this should be now, it's time to serve. Alright, so we just want to put your pot here, give it a bit of a stir if you feel like it needs a bit of a stir. Just have a bit of a look at it. Yep, it's right, time to serve now. Get a pair of tongs. Just grab a bit. There we go. Just use fingers. A bit more pepper if you want. If you wanted to, you could have some cheese on that, or leave it like that. And that's basically it. Fettuccine Bosciola, fit to get you laid.